It's Chandni Harrison. So now it's working. What did you do?
I stopped sharing.
That's what.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Move this one.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me? Gagan, all good? Hare Krishna. Little bit more. Hare Krishna. Yeah, this is good. All right. Hare Krishna. You know I'm searching you, right? Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in. This is not easy. The long weekend, a very auspicious day, not auspicious day, special public holiday. Still, you're taking the time to be here. I really, really thank you for that. Appreciate that. It's not easy. Long weekends are all the time when we go out and do something, cleaning, all those extra stuff. So, few of our family members are not here today because of the long weekend plans. But despite most of you are here, this is really amazing. So, thank you. All right, we'll get started. Please come and sit. Yes, please join. All right, we'll start with our prayers. So those who have come for the first time are very new. The prayers are in the in the introduction section of Bhagavad Gita book. Maybe you can get one book. You have one, yes, perfect. In the introduction section, so we'll chant the mantras. Om Ajnana Timurandasya Jnana Janashalakaya Chaksurun Mulitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let's continue with the other prayers. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sarajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavan Ishwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you once again. Thank you so much for coming in. So nice to see all of you. So we chant these Mangala Charan prayers, Mangal Acharan prayers to invoke auspiciousness. So we're going to try studying, understanding Bhagavad Gita. So we need the right consciousness for that. We've been driving, we've been doing whatever since morning. This is just the frequency change, like a remote channel change. These slokas are chanted to change the channel from any material thoughts we may have brought into the hall, but park them aside for next couple of hours, a bit less, and then let's try to understand Bhagavad Gita. This is just no change channel. All right, let us do a good full, not full, a summary recap of what we have been discussing last couple of sessions. That way, those who are new, you're also up to speed. Those who are here will, oh, was I there? Was I in that class? Was that discussed? So it will be a wake-up session for others who are physically here but mentally were not here. This is for everyone. So prior to starting the detailed session of Gita, we did the introduction sessions for some time, pretty much watching a very high-level overview of whole Gita. We did that. And those of you who missed, don't worry. Ask your person next to you later. If you remember anything from the sessions, it was watching like a trailer. That was the intention, to give a full end-to-end overview of Bhagavad Gita, like watching a trailer, which we did. And then we now started the full movie. So you are right here where you are meant to be from the beginning. You have to help me to go faster. I've got so much to cover today. My energy level also a bit low this time. So power of knowledge. Who remembers how attentive listening of Bhagavad Gita can help you? The 4 things, the power of knowledge. Who remembers? Power of knowledge is like fire. Let's go one by one. Fire. Why fire? Learning Gita is like fire. Why? Fire has a propensity to burn anything which it comes across. Shastras explain, we have studied from the intro sessions the purpose of karma. Karma is for educational purposes. We can imagine our living in this world can be like a cosmic university. We are in the cosmic university doing various of our degrees, going through what lessons we are meant to be learning, tailored for individuals. That's why we all might look we are same. Our problems are tailored so much unique for us to give us that pain, which cannot be a pain for the other person. So it's very personalized university course, cosmic university. You can remember that. So first is fire, and by learning Bhagavad Gita, this knowledge can act like a fire, which can burn our past karma. That we'll end up learning what we need to learn through Gita than experiencing it through karma. See the point? Something is meant for education. Either you do it and learn, or you hear and learn. Remember the three levels of intelligence. Learning by hearing is top class. Learning by before that. Seeing others is second class intelligence. Third class intelligence is learning only by experience. Fourth class is not even intelligence. Foolishness is despite hearing, despite seeing others, despite experiencing, still not learning. If you wonder who the students are, I won't say that. I was going to say take a selfie, but that was prior to us. I mean, that's why the fact that we have taken birth again and again means we have not learnt our lessons. Sorry, I didn't want to make you feel bad. Rather, I will be brutally honest. The fact that we have taken birth again and having this nice life, we are re-enrolled into this cosmic university means we are yet to finish our studies. That studies we can do either by hearing Gita, or by watching others, or by experiencing, or we can still choose not to learn, take a birth again, and then whatever body we get based on our karma, wish we continue our cosmic university studies. Okay, that's fire. Second is lamp. Like lamp. In a dark place, when a lamp is lit, it gives torch of knowledge. So, power of knowledge is like lamp. Our heart is filled with ignorance, avidya. Whereas this knowledge lights a lamp in our heart to give us, basically showing the path. Third, be quick. Sword. To cut down all the baggages we are carrying. We think those are very important baggages, but those are baggages. Bhagavad Gita knowledge will help us to cut down unnecessary baggage which we are carrying and trying to run. Fourth, like a boat. As long as we are within the boat, which is learning the Shastric knowledge, life situations can push and pull us, but we are safe despite the flood outside. If we are within the boat, if we jump out, we are losing. That's good, thank you. Let's move on. Who remembers this? What's the approach for studying Bhagavad Gita? Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Shravanam, we are meant to hear, listen this carefully without sleeping as much as possible. Second, Mananam. After hearing this, listening, let's take time between now and the next class to reflect on what we have heard. This is not like watching a movie, nice. Yeah, he stood up and spoke something, I don't know what it was. Let's try to reflect. Mananam. Third, Nididhyasanam. As we keep reflecting, then we will, as Krishna, as Paramatma, will start to guide us how to apply. Not that we're doing it ourselves, we'll take guidance, start applying them. All right, that's good. Three types of listeners. Who remembers? Something from the back. Hamsa. The first type of listener is like a Hamsa or a swan, which despite the quietness or the non-quiet situation, soon you will see kids, that we are still able to stay focused like a swan, take the milk and leave the water behind. So we are always focused on listening attentively despite whatever challenges are around, like a swan. Second type is like Chataka bird, which is called a rain bird, which is A rain bird goes towards the cloud and takes the rainwater straight from the clouds. Doesn't wait for Sydney water. Quite a few Sydney water staff are here. Not for Sydney water. That means Chataka bird kind of listeners are the ones who wait for this class. When can I hear Gita next time? Meanwhile, Mayanam Nididhyasanam. Come back, take, and Chataka bird takes the water from the cloud, won't drink until the next rain cloud. I'm processing that water. The third type of bird is, or listener is, Kaka, crow. Despite all the good available, we look for all the fault. The speaker's voice is not good today. I said I'm not unwell, but I'm not, my energy level is not full. So, so we can choose to ignore and listen to the content, or can choose to see the cracks in my voice. Kaka. So, but I'm sorry for that. So to even give you the chance. The fourth type of bird, which was never listed, but you all would remember. Mosquito. A type of listener who would come to class to only suck blood and then fly away, cause pain and go away. But as I said, I'm very happy for anyone to be a mosquito as well, as long as you take 2 ml of Gita to your life. If it's a pain, it's fine. But that's not what our intention is. The first class listener would be like a Chataka bird, our aspirational stage. Minimum we can try to be like a Hamsa. Right? Okay, let's move on. A simple and powerful prayer we discussed last couple of sessions. I won't go through the whole thing. Few keywords. Anyone remembers the key bullet points? Thank you for the opportunity that of all the many people in the world, you've given me this opportunity to be here in this classroom. So thank you, Krishna, for that. I am in the classroom of God learning my lessons. I'm in the classroom of God learning my lessons. Thank you for the opportunity. And please help me to continue in this endeavor, because there are many people whom I know would want to learn, but their life situations are so challenging. But still, we can be Chataka, but sometimes it is really compelling that they could not. So at least we are fortunate, we have a desire, and endeavor is there. Krishna is also helping us to be here. So grateful for that. We can make those prayers that let me be here physically, mentally, and spiritually. Be present here and listen and observe. Thank you. All right, let's continue. This was a big discussion we did. I won't go through all points. Bhagavad Gita, we know. Bhagavad Gita, Song of God. The book which we have is as it is. Little small extra, a suffix, little extra on the end. As it is. Who remembers? The as it is purpose is that, like we went through a full exercise of buying a math book. Remember? What kind of maths book would you buy for our child? Written by a maths teacher who has studied mathematics from a proper university, and that book is authorized by the educational institution or the authority board, educational board. So after all, for a school math book, if we do all these checks, when it comes to spirituality, why do we do YouTube, Reels, Instagrams? Anyone can say anything. Why should we make spirituality cheap? When we put so much care and attention in even looking for the right maths book, we should put even more diligent for spirituality, isn't it? And we went through how the 3-point check and also the intent. We went through all those details, and how Bhagavad Gita as it is, which you have, is presented to you, ticking all those boxes, that it is given by a devotee who has learned from his teacher, from his teacher, from his teacher, from his teacher, all the way back to Krishna. The message is not lost. It's basically given to us in a Guru Parampara. That's a very important factor. We will discuss more. And what else? For as it is, that every sloka in Gita, you will find the 5 points. The sloka in Sanskrit, the transliteration in English, for people who can't read Sanskrit, word for word meaning, to give the accountability and transparency that what you're learning is openly transparent. 4, translation. What's the meaning of the sloka? 5, purport. How do I understand and apply in today's day and age? Those were the few things, and we went through lots of points. And the final point, I mean, one important factor is about unprecedented global impact. Bhagavad Gita, as it is the third largest highly distributed book in the whole world. That's because it stays for its authenticity. Therefore, it's been used in universities, many schools as well. And and finally, the last point we discussed there was Bhagavad Gita, as it is, completely aligns with all the Vedic Shastras, not like deviating. Remember the example I gave you? One commentator was saying about it's all about fighting for independence using Bhagavad Gita. That's not the intent of Gita, right? So therefore, it is completely aligned with all Vedic knowledge. You will not find any discrepancy. I understand some new people are looking fresh, new. People who attended the class also are equally fresh and new. Yes, that is a good point. So please, those who are new, don't ever think, am I the only new here? Okay, all this is not to show off that this is best, I am best. It's not that the point. The point is that all this ensures that we are holding a live wire. Like a live wire, if it's plugged on to the power, I'll get the shock. If I get the shock, I touch you, you get the shock too. As long as I am touching the mains, you also get the shock. So any potent which you receive by listening Bhagavad Gita in this class, that's because I'm mere a parrot repeating what has been discussed by the previous acharyas. The chair waiting for you. This chair was waiting for you. So the potent is because not of the orator, but because of the live wire which we are holding on to. So any change, any transformation you may have in your life by studying Bhagavad Gita is because we are holding on to that live wire. The Guru Parampara goes all the way back to Krishna. Hence there's any potent. And we are here not to only discuss all the ideals and the best of the best in the spiritual world who have come to the material world, and then we can hear about them, the Hanumans and the Arjunas and the Kuntis and the Draupadis, and then we appreciate. And then, but I can't relate with you. So rather, we will always look at the ideals, we will draw the qualities from them, we'll also look where we are, we'll see how we can bridge the gap. Otherwise, this will be like a Gyan class. You don't want a Gyan class. Before you sleep, I will sleep, if it's a Gyan. So therefore, we will make it very practical in such a way that every time we'll try to bridge the gap. What can I do about it? Rather than it is what it is, the bridge, how I can get to that. So we can have role models, also qualities which we can follow rather than imitating. No imitation, following to our best abilities. All right, okay. Housekeeping reminder. This is my reminder screen. Please come. Please. Please, I'm sure, I know repeating this, but there are some new people. Please get a copy of Bhagavad Gita book from back, because this will help us to go through the slokas, which we are going to go through now, shortly in a moment. Second point I removed it because of landscape issues, landscape issues. There's not enough room here with my other points that I greatly appreciate. It's a public holiday, you are here in the class, and I greatly appreciate some of you, most of you came on time, ahead of time. Some of you came a little late. If you can just please come on time, that will be very helpful so we can start. We are here for the Kirtan, get our consciousness embedded in the Kirtan, so we move on. Try, please try. I'm not enforcing. I will never enforce anything. I'm requesting. Oh, I thought I removed it. Sorry, this is one of my tiredness factor. Okay, I thought I removed it. It's there. Shoes. Look, this is completely an optional one. Usually by this time when we do Bhagavad Gita detailed class, ideally in the past, we would have gone to a home setup in a home environment, like a closed group of members studying Bhagavad Gita, where we'd have obviously removed your shoes outside. But now for practical purposes, we are still in this hall. If it is okay for you, if it is all right, You may take your shoes off while reading Bhagavad Gita. You can. Not enforcing, it's up to you. But suggestion, that's all. Nothing to enforce. Just out of respect. Eventually, when we move on, you'll be taking off your shoes when you go to the home program. So don't worry. That was just a very optional suggestion. Very important. Please wake up now and then go back to sleep. Please wake up now. Next class is on 9th of May, which is the following fortnight from today. It is special, the most important classes. Most of you, or good chunk of you, are here been since day one of the intro programs. Any more important than all those classes are 9th May class, the most important class. So I'm not saying this to get you all back. You will see it is the most special surprise class with surprise element there, or they'll become start dancing or whatsoever. You will get the maximum value for those 2 hours. So if anyone is thinking I'll be there, I'll be here, I'll pay for your tickets, please be here. I'm saying I'll pay for tickets, please be here. So, and only next class, I think some of you would remember this, because the bookings got little delayed with the council. They missed this hall only for next time. This hall is booked by some other event. So therefore, only for next class, we'll be in the opposite room. But don't you worry, our volunteers would be there to guide you. So that cannot be a reason or excuse. I came, but the hall was locked. Don't worry, that won't happen. There'll be someone standing here to guide you back there. But I want you to not even miss those couple of minutes. From car park straight to that kids area, only next class. Then after we are back here. And I'm trying to get the other days booked. Is it clear? And the upcoming dates I showed you, this is because once we start the slokas, I'll be lost, you'll be sleeping. Let me be upfront, no? Some things are very important. So after 9th May is 23rd May. In the last class, I requested all of you, is it okay if I go and book? I took your permission. You gave me permission to go and book, which I did. So 23rd May. And last time, the following fortnight would have been 6th of June. But with today's, some of the issues I can see with the long weekend, I didn't want to give you the pain one more time. So 6th of June, kings or queens, they keep changing. Some based on whoever is available or not available. A long weekend is coming on 6, 7, 8 June. So I purposely did not book that. So giving that time back so you can do whatever. So it is not, I scratched it. 6th of June, no class. So therefore the following class would be the 13th of June. So we are breaking the cycle from 23rd May to 13th of June. Instead of 2 weeks, we'll have a 3 weeks break. How many of you will turn back to that class? I don't know. And then the frequency continues as fortnightly, 27th June. So please make a note. I have booked these dates. I could have continued into July booking, but then they stopped me because that's the next financial year. Council said closer to the June, we'll be able to book those dates. So I'll repeat. Next class, 9th May, very special class. Please be here in the other hall. Then after 23rd May, which is naturally the fortnight, skip the 6th of June, then 13, 27. Clear? Take a picture if you want. But you know what? The number which you have saved in your mobile called spam, that's me, will send you a reminder message. Please don't do that. Then others will think I'm a spam. This is my personal number. Don't do that. It's a bad joke. We'll remind you, but then I'm just giving you a forward planning. Handout for chapter 1 for those people who don't have, not for the people who missed or did a rocket and boat last time, only for the new people. This is, you need to carry, take this. Yeah, behind. Yes. No. There. No, you don't have one? All right, that's fine. Please share. We'll bring more copies next time. You don't need this much. That's fine. I have anyways got them on the screen. Don't worry. Yeah, I think Raghav, you're all right. Yeah, Raghav knows this. That's okay. All right, good. Let's move on. How many of you genuinely lost that paper? Please be honest. Thank you. Last time also you missed. You be safe. No, you be safe. No, you be safe. I hope you got that late at least. Okay, let's continue. All right, now let's get into Bhagavad Gita. Now, first chapter is pretty much introduction. So Gita technically starts from second chapter onwards. So first chapter is about introduction, the whole scene, Mahabharat's conduit into starting of Gita. So we're doing section by section, which is logically grouped. 1 to 11 is what we did last time, which is pretty much opening statement and introduction of the team players, like a cricket match. Who's who in the team. And then today we will try to do as much as we can in the next subsection 12 to 26. Okay? I'll go through what it is. Okay, sloka 1. We won't go through the Sanskrit this time because this is a recap. I'll quickly go through the translations. Can someone? Okay, I'll do it. Translation, sloka 1.1. I'll quickly go through. The first sloka is Dhritarashtra asking question to Sanjaya. Remember that Dhritarashtra said, "Oh Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do?" This is the classic first question. Some key points for a recap for people who are here and for new people as well. Unique sloka in Gita. The only time Dhritarashtra spoke was only once here. And then he is asking question to Sanjaya, his assistant, personal servant. What's happening? Because Dhritarashtra is blind, spiritually and materially blind, that Sanjaya, who was blessed with the divine vision to be able to see what's happening in Kurukshetra, endowed by Vedavyas, that he was able to see. So therefore, Dhritarashtra is asking, hey, after my sons, by the way, all his party of people, and the sons of Pandu. Sorry.
I have one question here.
Okay.
Is it okay with your time? Ask quickly.
Yes.
Given Gita is part of Mahabharata itself,
Mhm.
why did Gita start with the second chapter? Why do we have this question?
Mhm.
This same second.
Good question. You all hear the question? Mahabharata actually comes within, sorry, Gita comes within the Mahabharata. So good question. Question was about, then why can't we straight get into Gita? Because Mahabharata has much more, a bigger, longer story than the introduction. The answer is, people generally think Mahabharata is this big, Gita comes within Mahabharata. It's actually the other side. For Gita to be spoken, Mahabharata happened. Now, I explained this to Sonia last time. Sonia said that, sorry, I'm just calling you by name, that I don't know the story much. I said, don't worry, ignore. Because the story is not much relevant. We can speak about the story, but a nice director called B.R. Chopra, he made 100 episodes on Mahabharata, which went for 2-3 years in a row. That's not the point. The point is we are not storytellers here, but the point here is I gave Sonia, this is for everyone too. Today in a very difficult stage of the world, right? So many things are happening. Imagine for a moment, doesn't happen for a moment. If a world war was about to start, if two predominating world leaders are standing in a very important spot, okay, a very important spot, both of them carrying the nuclear bomb button in their hand, in a very important place, having a conversation for 45 minutes. They were talking, discussing at length. No cameras and no audio devices were allowed to record that conversation. Right from a far distance, People are able to shoot and see two powerful leaders are talking with their button to say who's clicking first. How many of you would be on your edge of your seat because your life and death is on that click of a button to know what did they speak? Are you with me or not? Yes or no? We open the news today, all we see is this big person's name comes up in everyday's news in all languages. Right? Now, the amount of anticipation or the importance it takes, at that discussion, 45 minutes, there won't be a discussion about, hey mate, what was your breakfast this morning? Do you think? That won't be the discussion. Correct? That discussion should be something very life and death centric. Agreed? A life and death centric discussion gets spoken at the war field. That life and death discussion is Bhagavad Gita. To create the highest interest possible for all of humanity to know what the message is, that message can be only in a life and death situation. Therefore, it was spoken in the battlefield. And to your question, why straight start into Gita? Now, after all these introductions quickly, we will find some of the breakdown points of Arjuna. That breakdown moments are you and me breaking down. Either one will click, two will click, three will click, four will click, or all will click. I'll bet you all will click. So, Arjuna is going to, I said this before, I'll repeat again happily. Arjuna is acting on our behalf, asking all those questions. It's going to come up in Gita on our behalf. And he is playing the dumb role, getting slapped by Krishna to get those answers. So why introduction? To get us started, introduce the main players, and literally we will see, hopefully we'll start today, Arjuna is going to melt down from his friendship level, Arjuna, to Vijay, Gautam's level, falling down, kind of crumbling, like how we all crumble between Monday to Friday. You will see that soon in the first chapter. And then Krishna starts to speak. So we need to qualify the audience first before the speaker speaks.
So Vyasa intended for Gita to be a standalone.
Can we park and move on? Just hold on to that thought. Let's continue. I've got so much to cover. All right, can we move on? So first sloka is all about, look, if you have a question, please do ask. If it's relevant, I'll answer. If not, I'll park. But I'll answer it for sure. First sloka sets the scene of Bhagavad Gita, that every Shastra starts with the driving point. The theme of Bhagavad Gita comes out in the very first sloka, Dharma. The very first word of Gita is Dharma. Dharma Kshetre, Dharma. So the theme of Bhagavad Gita is understanding what is true Dharma, the highest Dharma, which we will get the answer in the 18th chapter. But all through the while, Krishna will give all the other options and finally will say, Sarva Dharmam Parityajya. The topmost Dharma is, which we went through before. Okay, let's continue. I won't go through all. I'll quickly read and then we'll move on. Second sloka, Sanjaya said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhan went to his teacher and spoke the following words. Am I audible? Am I more audible than my competitor? 1.3. I'll explain more where relevant. Otherwise, we have gone through these slokas last time. So now this is Sanjaya observing Duryodhan speaking to his teacher. Remember the context. Oh, my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupad. So Duryodhan is giving, remember we went through this last time, where he is antagonizing who? Dronacharya. Thank you. Someone is awake. Dronacharya. So we went through the story, the back story where there were some differences between Dronacharya and Drupad, and because of that long story, there were two major things happened. Drishtadumna, his son, and Draupadi were born. And Drishtadyumna was born to kill Dronacharya. Despite knowing that Dronacharya taught him all the military skills. So Duryodhana is very unhappy about it. What a great person you are. You taught your enemy's son how to kill you. Smart, huh? So he's going to really have a go at Dronacharya. You watch out. You created this problem. You're part of the problem. Be careful. Here in this army are many heroic bowmen, equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna. Great fighters like Yudhan, Virat, and Drupada. And again, he mentioned Drupada's name again, pushing hard on Dronacharya. Are you all with me? We went through this. For newcomer also, it's more of a story introduction. There are also great heroic, powerful fighters like Drishtaketu, Chetikena, Kasiraja, Urujit, Kunti Boja, and Saiba, introducing other key players. There are the mighty Yudhamanyu, the very powerful Uttamauja, the son of Shubhadra, the sons of Draupadi. Keyword there. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. He could have called her, the sons of Draupadi, with another name. Sons of Panchali, because she comes from the Panchala kingdom. That's the right start of word to address. But specifically, Duryodhan says, sons of Draupadi. He reminds Dronacharya, see, the son comes to kill you, you've trained. Now the daughter is there, their sons are also able to fight with you. You be careful. So it's like pretty much not pumping up in a diplomatic way, also checking, making sure you better fight, give your life for me, you are part of this. A great inspirational pep talk. But for your information, oh best of Brahmanas, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force, Mama. He says, now, this opponent team, the neighboring countries' cricket players, I'll introduce you my team now, the best of the best. There are personalities like you, very diplomatic. Start with you, huh? With you. Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashwatthama, Vikarna, sons of Somadatta called Bhurishwara, were always victorious in battle. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. Slip of the tongue by Duryodhan. Slip of the tongue. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. It's going to happen shortly. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons and they're all experienced in military science. Our strength, this is the poetic sloka, remember? Bhishma, Birakshitam, Bhima, Birakshitam. Very poetic. Our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of Pandavas carefully protected by Bhima is limited. So here he is comparing Bhishma to Bhima. First of all, a wrong comparison because his enmity is more on Bhima. So he is missing one important person or the most important person who's a non-player. I mean, in the opposite side, by the way. All right, this was the last sloka I think we did, and then on we'll continue today's class. All of you must give your full support to grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army. Now, you all make sure fight in such a way that Bhishma is protected. Why? We went through last time. Something on a practical front, what we can understand. Protect the protector is very important. We need to always protect who's going to be the protector. Very important. So he is saying, any of you can die, but not Bhishma. The moment Bhishma goes, match is gone. The key player. Number 3. When number 3 goes, usually it's hard for the team to survive. So I've conveyed my favorites there by saying that number. And so basically he wants others to support Bhishma. Clear? Good. This was all we done last time. And with that we finish text 1 to 11. And I said that It's more like first chapters will be more on the context and storytelling part. Two onwards is when we will dive deeper. So we can't skip one chapter conveniently. So we will go through this as fast as we can. At the same time, take whatever points we can still learn. For example, sloka number 11, a very practical takeaway we discussed is how Duryodhan wanted to protect Bhishma. Likewise, because he is the protector himself, we all have to look after our you were not in the class, but you listened online. Yes.
Well, not the whole thing.
Intelligence. We have to, our intelligence helps us all the time, right? But we have to help our intelligence to start with so the intelligence can help us properly. So why we are here studying Bhagavad Gita is we are training the trainer, that we are equipping our intelligence who's going to Monday to Friday drive us. Now we are putting fuel for that intelligence. Fuel for that intelligence is through Gita. Then it drives you properly for the rest of your week. Your pump goes down, Chataka bird comes to the station. Ding, like all of you. All right. Now we'll move on to the next section, subsection 12 to 26. One of the biggest compliment I got from the last class, I'll just take a moment before I move on. Biggest compliment I've ever received. Someone told me in this class, this person has a very good habit of the moment this person touches the book, they will fall asleep. It's a wonderful quality they developed all through their life and they're very successful in their life. And this person told me after the class, I did not sleep touching the book this time. I took it as a very important, best feather on my cap. So thank you for that person and for the others too. All right. Yes.
I know you might come across that, but did Duryodhan ever realize, does he realize Lord Krishna is God?
Okay, I'll repeat the question. So, did Duryodhan ever realize that Krishna is God?
So when Krishna goes to make an agreement just before the war begins,
Peace treaty, one final time.
final time, and so Duryodhan asks his soldiers to tie him up. Nobody can tie him up. They can't even take up the ropes. So he does realize, but I think his ego.
Ego still
Yeah.
supersedes the thing.
Yeah. So, Duryodhan, not in any philosophical way, but in a very practical way too, that even while Krishna was living, which is still the case, but at that point, very physically appearing to be a person, Saumyam Rupam, that not everyone were able to appreciate as God because we all have taken birth with a quota of envy in the heart. All of us have a portion of envy. Now, that envy's proportion varies, but it exists. So, for those people whose the proportion of envy is far higher, despite seeing, would not be able to accept. When the proportion of envy goes down, then they become able to accept. So, all right, let's move on. Good, thank you. Another interesting point is, since we started our program in a very formal way like this, I am standing, you all are happily sitting, and then intro sessions go on. Those who know me for a long time, this is a very unique type of Gita class I'm doing because usually it's the opposite. Not that I'm sitting, you're all standing. I wish I can do that, but it will be very informal. So I'm also, this formal, can I ask a question, is kind of, people used to just bounce on me. And I love it, but it's okay. Yeah, give us a chance. Just tell us what you want. We are waiting. I'll give you time. The one of the reasons I'm keeping it not formal, I'm not formal, but then little structured is because I want to cater to Chandni, to everyone, to hear all for everyone who have come to just make sure that it is balanced. But soon you will start to see my Vishwarupa. What I mean by that is my completely informal mode of sharing and teaching, which slowly I will transit into. Okay, we'll start the second subsection, 12 to 26. Good, all good? So yes, we will read. So who wants to read? Remember the meter? You want to start? You can start and others can take turns. If anyone wants to read, there's a particular meter which, not that you have to read in that meter, it helps when you read in that meter, you will not usually miss any words. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, please.
तस्य सञ्जनयन् हर्षम्
Tasya sanjanam
तस्य सञ्जनयन् हर्षम् सिंहनाथं विनद्योच्चैः शङ्खं पद्मौ प्रतापवान्
Can someone else read the translation, please? Yes, yes, Surbhi. I think she. You have to grab your chances. That's okay. Yes. They see the transition of informal will soon happen. Grab it and take it. It's yours. You'll start with the translation loudly, please. Yes.
Then Bhishma, the great veteran grandson of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion giving Duryodhana joy.
Thank you. This is talking about Bhishma. Okay. Now Bhishma is. Duryodhan said, hey, you all have to make sure you guard Bhishma, right? Now Bhishma understood the point. Diplomacy. He's a child in front of Bhishma for diplomacy. So Bhishma says, okay, you want joy, I'll give you joy by blowing the conch shell, giving him the joy. Now before that, I want to take a moment. By this time, let's first look into who Bhishma is. A very, very important person, right? Let's see, because some of the characters, personalities, not characters, some of the personalities are very important because they are the carriers of many wonderful good qualities. And Bhishma Dev is an amazing personality. So, like how we have in the universities, there are like subject matter experts, right? They are experts in their business, right? In Bhakti, there are 12 Mahajans. So Mahajan means these are great personalities who are experts at SME for Bhakti, for devotion. Bhishma Dev is one of the 12 Mahajanas. So he's a very special personality. So therefore, we'll spend some time in understanding who he is. Otherwise, I would just move on. So most of you would know Mahabharat, B.R. Chopra ki jai. So I'll make a very quick explanation or about Bhishma. So Bhishma's original name was Devavrita. So he was son of King Shantanu. Okay. So Shantanu's son was Devavrita. I'll make it very short because otherwise this one sloka of Bhishma, one episode gone. Mahabharatam. Finish. Today's class, I have to wait for the Chataka. I am the Chataka. Wait for 2 weeks to meet you. So I'll make it like 2 minutes to 3 minutes. You okay? So Bhishma Dev, Devavrita, son of King Shantanu. King Shantanu married Ganga Devi. That has also a backstory, so I won't go there. And their eighth son is Bhishma. The eighth son is Bhishma. I'm skipping few parts, which is obvious. We all know Ganga dropped the seven before the water. Okay, just someone is interested, I'll say. So on the marriage of Shantanu and Ganga, the only condition was, Ganga Devi said, please don't get upset with me. Very current gen proposal. I will do what I will do. I will do what I will do. If you would ever question me even once, I'll walk away. Sounds very familiar in today, right? The trend center was there long time ago. If anyone thinks that's the buzz of today's world, sorry, you are just following someone. I'll be with you as long as you don't question me. The moment you question me, I'm walking away. I'm not saying anyone should follow that. Ganga Devi has beautiful other wonderful qualities for us to follow, but she is playing a role which she was asked to play, so therefore she put a condition. Otherwise, that's not her nature. She is not of material world to have any of those material conditions to make. So So that was just an off the radar thing. So yeah, they had 7 children, one after other, but then Ganga kept on dropping them in the water. And then Shantanu kept quiet because he wanted the wife to be with him. But he couldn't wait any longer. Eighth time he asked, I can't see what you're doing. And they said, all right, you can have the child, but I'm walking off. That child is Devavrita. The backstory is also they're all meant to be leaving the earth very soon. The Vasus, 7 Vasus, who are meant to have very short life. So don't feel so bad about those kids leaving their body very soon. They are meant to be leaving very soon. So it's good for them actually. So she did the right thing actually. So the eighth son was Devavrita. He grew up to be very, very intelligent, smart, powerful, all good. And then Ganga left and Shantanu became a loner. And then eventually then he came across another person called Satyavati. And then a fisher woman. Uh, he fell in love with Satyavati and then he wanted to marry this Satyavati. And then he approached, rightly so, to her and also to his father that I want to marry. I have no queen, I want to marry. She had a condition too. Man, these conditions, people think, grooms make conditions, the situation was quite different back then, even now. So the condition was that I can't marry you, that because you already have a son. If ever I marry, I want my son to be as good as a king. However small I am, I'll raise my son as good as a king. But you already have a prince, so it can't be the case. And then King Shantanu said, no, that can't be the fact because I can't, for your sake, I can't let Devavrita go. So no, thank you. I'll hold myself. And then, but he was very depressed, not able to be with Satyavati. So therefore, Devavrita, Bhishma's previous name, he observed and then he could see that his dad was becoming so depressed. Then he found out what was the reason for his depression, and then he identified Satyavati is what whom he is liking, but unable to go any further because of him. So then he does the match making here. He goes and talks to Satyavati and to her dad that what's your problem? Your problem is that I shouldn't be the king, that your son should be the king. No problem. I'll make a promise that I will never become a king. Let your son be the king. All good, no problems. She was okay with that because she made only one condition, but the dad makes another condition. All condition makers. The dad made another condition that, oh, look, that is good, but then he was a tough nut. So he said that, but you will marry someone tomorrow, you will have a son who will become the king later. So he want to make sure his whole dynasty is covered. So he said, I can't, then that will happen. So my daughter's son can become king now, but then when you have a son, he'll be elder, so there'll be a problem later. So I'm not happy with this proposal. That's when he made a very powerful promise. Okay, if that's what stops you, I will remain a lifelong celibate. So it stops that problem as well. So none of my sons is going to come into the world. I'll remain a lifelong celibate to claim for this position. So it's always your son, your daughter's lineage will continue. Are you happy? For a Kshatriya, for a powerful warrior, to be a celibate is unheard of. For the nature of, for their lifestyle, for the way they live, they exhibit, for all they have, they possess all the wealth and opulences, to be a celibate is unheard of ever before, ever after. So therefore, for such a unique vow he has made, immediately he was blessed by the demigods that you made a great vow. That's when his name became Bhishma. Bhishma means one was made a terrific vow or a great vow or an extraordinary vow. That's the meaning of his name. So he made that vow and his dad was upset because he's affecting his son's life straight away. But then he insisted it should happen that way. So it continued. So that's Bhishma's name. I'm going to skip many parts. Otherwise, clock is watching me. In return, his dad, Shantanu, blessed him with a special boon. There was a powerful personalities. He blessed that I'll I bless you that you will die only when you want to die. Icha Maran. That he is blessed with a special boon. You can live as much long as you want. You will die whenever only you want. You decide to quit. So it's a special boon. And look, these personalities are not normal because even though they are Kshatriyas, they are king, but they were Raja Rishis as well. They did all tapasya, so they had their enough strength to make vow, promises, blessings. Their words had potency because they did follow dharma properly. So that promise was intact, not a fantasy, intact promise. So that's Bhishma. Now, people might think Bhishma is in the wrong side. He is in Kaurava's side, in the enemy side, not the right person. He should have swapped sides, election time. Should have swapped. Yeah. Now, when he did the promises, he made another promise that I will always remain committed to the king of this lineage. Whoever becomes the king, I will support them. That's actually a little extreme. Without knowing the candidate, giving a jobs for you, your son, your daughter, little extra. But it's all part of the bigger picture. Remember, for Gita to be spoken, Mahabharata happens. Please change that whole thought process upside down. Not that Mahabharata happened, Arjuna was confused, Gita was spoken. No. For Gita to be spoken, Arjuna have to melt down to our level, you and me level. So much calamity has to happen to that world war event for this to be spoken. So even 5,000 years later, here in Bokamal's hall, on a public holiday, there are people coming driving from farthest 50, 60 kilometers, Campbelltown, whatnot, Penrith to come to this class is because of this importance. So I appreciate that. That's the value of this. Okay, so did I miss anything? I think that's okay. That's Bhishma. So therefore, he is on Kaurava's side because he has made a promise to always support that dynasty of lineage. So despite knowing clearly that they are evil, they are not the right, but his promise had to be intact. So he continued to remain with them. But you will soon see this what will happen when your heart is somewhere, your body is somewhere, wherever body is, it's useless. That's why I keep saying in the prayer, in your prayers, let me be here physically, mentally, and spiritually for Bhishma purposes. That if you, Bhishma had his heart with Pandavas, body with Kauravas. So you might have your body here, mind in home, weekend plan, Monday plan. Remember this often happens. Weekdays we think about weekends. Weekends we think about weekdays. Life goes.
He also blesses Yudhishthira of victory even before the war starts.
Yes. Someone is actually opening up all the movie stories beforehand. Piracy. Piracy in the first row. You're right. You're right. Okay, can we continue? That was next. Good. Oh, sorry, we didn't do the purport. Quickly, let's do the purport.
Grandson of the Kuru dynasty understand the inner meaning of the heart of his grandson Duryodhana, and out of his natural compassion for him, he tried to cheer him up by blowing his conch shell very loudly, befitting his position as a lion. Indirectly, by the symbolism of the conch shell, he informed his depressed grandson Duryodhana that he had no chance of victory in the battle because the Supreme Lord Krishna was on the other side. But still, it was his duty to conduct the fight, and no pains would be spared in that connection.
Thank you. Is it clear? Good. Let's move to the next sloka. 13. Can you read this translation quickly? Sloka quickly.
ततः सङ्काश्च वीर्यश्च
Sankasya Beryasya
सहसैवाभ्य सहसैवाभ्यहन्यन्त सशब्दस्तु लोभवत्
Someone can read the translation?
After that, the concerts, drums, bugles, trumpets, trumpets and horns were all suddenly sounded, and combined sound was tremendous.
So the ambience was getting ready, not an IPL start of a match. Okay, dun, 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 not that. It's a real war, world war. Okay. Now let's do 14. It's a very important sloka. One of the important slokas. We're going to see hero introduction here. Okay.
ततश्वेतैर्हये युक्ते महतीस्यं रणे स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवाश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदध्मतुः.
Thank you. This is the hero introduction sloka in the picture, right? So, did anyone pick up right only from the sloka? Krishna is addressed here as Madhava. So, first time in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna being introduced as Madhava. So, we'll see why. Now, I have an exercise for all of you. Right through Gita, especially more in the first chapter, you will see Krishna being addressed with his different names. Krishna has lots of names, will be addressed. Make a note of those names and their meanings. It's an exercise for all of you. And then we'll know all these wonderful meanings and how powerful they are. So, Madhava, who knows the meaning? What Madhava means? Husband of the goddess of Lakshmi. Everything was right except the husband of the goddess of fortune. Husband of Lakshmi, Madhava. So Madhava means husband of the goddess of fortune. Okay, now Vishnu, Krishna are all the same. Same. We will soon, when we dive deep, we will start to see the little differences. But for now, we'll keep it as one and same. Keep them as one and same as a starter. Okay, we will dive deep, then we'll start to see subtle variations. Okay. Did we do the translation?
Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conches.
Thank you. Now let's park there for a moment and let's dive a bit deeper into this sloka. The first entry of the hero into the movie. We did this little bit in the introduction session as well, right? The car comes in, tan, 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 right? The car spins and the door opens and the hero comes out, and then from the actually the back seat, the river, it comes out, right? And then they start from the shoes onwards. The camera goes all the way to the face, and then the hero stands, right? We're quite used to all the Bollywood, Kollywood, Tollywood, all different woods. Now here in this sequence, as you can see right from the first page, that similarly like a car, a high-end car, it's a chariot, comes up and in the passenger seat is not the hero. The hero is in the driver's seat. Imagine in a movie, all these background music happens, the door opens and comes the secondary hero, not the primary hero. And then the camera goes, oh, where's the hero? And then a very humble driver gets out with a normal dress. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead enters into Gita, it's going to speak the message for the whole of humanity in the role of a servant, not as a God. It is a remarkable change. Now, for whatever reason, Surabhi asked Krishna about Vishnu, we can touch on Vishnu more. That Aishwarya, not this Aishwarya, that Aishwarya is completely lost. It's not being exhibited. Aishwarya means awe and reverence, that magnanimity, that great. You see, Narayan, Vishnu, immediately our hand will start to fold, isn't it? All of us have experience, right? With Tirupati Balaji, now you will say, Tirupati Balaji, my hand, I don't know where it is. My body only, I don't know where. How can I bring my hands? I get it. But then if you are able to stand, let's say in Tirupati Balaji, properly, with your hands freely available to your access, then your hand will be like this, not like this, right? Awe and reverence. But none of that awe and reverence and majesty is being displayed. The first quality being displayed is servitude. I haven't spoken Bhagavad Gita yet. The first expression, demonstration is servitude, that I am a servant. Now, on that note, I'll just give a small pastime, a story. This is later. We have started about discussing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Others who are there would soon learn. One pastime is, this is later in probably 500 years ago. In Srirangam, one of the South Indian place, a very wonderful temple is there. It's the headquarters for Sri Sambardaya. It's one of the very bona fide Sambardayas, highly respectable. So one devotee, very illiterate, he was not able to study Bhagavad Gita like all of you. He was not able to. So he was having the Bhagavad Gita book and he was trying to read the book, but even the words were broken, not able to read. He was crying all the while. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whom we understood in a few classes before, I'll explain more later. His Krishna himself appeared in Kali Yuga, came across and he saw this old devotee who was crying with Bhagavad Gita book in the hand. He asked, why are you crying? Are you crying because the other so-called educated people who knows Bhagavad Gita are making joke of you? I saw that as well. Is that the reason you're crying? He said, I don't care about their mockery. My illiteracy doesn't matter. Why are you crying then? He said that, look, I don't know the full meaning of Bhagavad Gita. My guru asked me to read Bhagavad Gita even though I'm illiterate. The fact that to know from my guru, I understood that Krishna came as a servant for Arjuna, driving the chariot for his devotee and getting kicked by Arjuna where required, and then he is my supreme lord. How can he be in as a servant role? How much of love he would have for his devotees? Just by thinking the Supreme Lord can act as a servant for his devotee makes me cry non-stop. So Mahaprabhu said, who is Krishna, you don't need to understand whole Gita. You have understood it already. What you need to understand is understood. Those people who are so-called scholars of Gita were chanting mantras so beautifully don't know the purpose of it. You have understood the purpose. This is more important than being a scholar. And that's why I often keep repeating in the class, we will read Sanskrit slokas, we will chant them for our purification. Good to learn as well, but I often keep repeating that we are not here to become pandits, to become great knowledge of scholarship in Sanskrit. That's not the point. There's another language. It's a divine language though, but the point here is to learn the message of Gita. Clear? So, yeah, it's a very important point that the introduction of the Supreme Lord into Bhagavad Gita is as a servant, not as a, I am the speaker, you listen to me. And yeah, so what else? Did we do the purport? Did someone read the purport? Who want to read?
In contrast with the Panchal, known by Vishnudeva, the Panchal in the hand of Krishna and Arjuna are described as a transcendental. The sounding of the transcendental Panchal indicated that there was no hope of victory on the other side, because Krishna was on the other side of Pandu. On the side of Pandavas. Jayas to Pandu, Nama, Kesam, Pakshe, Janardana. Victory is always a person like sons of Pandu, because Lord Krishna is associated with them. And wherever and whenever and wherever the Lord is present, the goddess of fortune is also there, because the goddess of fortune never lives alone without her husband. Therefore, victory and fortune were awaiting Arjuna, as indicated by transcendental sound, produced by the counsel of Vishnu, or Lord Krishna. Besides that, the chariot on which both friends were seated had been donated by Agni to Arjuna. And this
There's one copy of book there. I can take a copy of it.
whenever it was drawn over the field.
Do you want to have a book? Do you want to have a book so you can follow? Yeah, please have one. Oh, thank you, Chirag. So now, Yeah, please have a book, otherwise it's hard to follow. At least I'm a bad listener. I don't know how good you are. I will struggle to follow if I don't have a book with me. Someone has more copies, someone says, I have 2 more copies at home, have a third one. Thank you. Nothing wrong in having multiple. Very good. More the merry. If someone comes home, oh, nice looking book. Give one. Come back and take. So it's all about giving. All right. Now, so we touched a little bit. So we touched the question on Vishnu. I won't go through the whole details. So generally, Vishnu, Narayan, Vishnu comes in his Aishwarya. We straight away see the majesty, right? Now, as Lord Ram, how much of majesty do you see? Right? So, Lord Ram's often called as Maryada Purushottam. The moment we hear about Lord Ram, straight away we start to feel so much respect to all he has sacrifice he has done. Now, he demonstrated. So now I'll give you a little bit technicalities, make a note. There are 5 primary rasas. 5 primary rasas. The fifth one, from 5 I'll go to the topmost number 1. The fifth type is called Shanta Rasa. Shanta Rasa is neutrality, like Krishna's flute, the bow, all being used by the Lord in service or Shanta. Shanta Rasa, they are neutrality. Yes. Shanta Rasa, neutrality in English. The one above, the fourth level of Rasa, Rasa means exchange. This is how anyone can have any exchange with God. There are 5 primary types one can have relationship with God. The fifth type I said is Shanta Rasa or neutrality. Okay? In the spiritual world, even the objects have consciousness. It's not like, it's dead. They have consciousness. They are serving with consciousness. The fourth type is called Shanta Dasya Rasa, servitude. Serving, having relationship with the Lord in the mood of a servant. Dasya Rasa. Examples. Hanuman, who said that? Hanuman, the best example is Hanuman. Right. The third level of rasa is called Sakya, friendship. Sakya rasa, friendship. The best example is Arjuna. Even higher than that, the second level rasa is Vatsalya. Vatsalya is parental, paternal, basically. Yashodama, Nanda Maharaj. Second one is Vatsalya or parental rasa. See, having a parent-child kind of relationship with God. Now comes to the first, number 1. Bhakti, that's true, very true, but then within Bhakti, specifically in what mood? So we had Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya. Thank you. Because you, by this time, you have geared up. I asked this question. What is the essence of Bhagavad Gita after the whole introduction session? Love, prema. So, in love. So the best or the highest example for prema, rasa is Srimati Radharani. Then we can say expansions like Sita Ma, Lakshmi Devi, expansions. But then primarily love is extremely highest expressed Srimati Radharani. So now the reason I brought this up is this is little technical. As we go inside, I'll start to dive more. And then I'll tell you this is 5 primary, there are 7 secondary. So I'm just opening one card at a time, 5 to consume. 5 primary rasas. Okay? Now, a question for you. So you're thinking and not sleeping. Of the 5, how many did Lord Ram exhibit? Or how the question is Lord exhibit or how many was exhibited to Lord Ram? Remember the 5 primary rasas are in how many different ways a person can have loving exchange or do bhakti with the Lord. So neutrality, Shanta, yes, he had his bow and arrow, he had all Shanta, all the paraphernalias he used them are Shanta rasa. So yes, Hanuman as Dasya. Sakya. How many people dealt with Lord Ram in the mood of friendship? Huh? Sugri, friend, boat guy, yeah. That person who's wearing green dress is like, Ramayana expert at the back. Okay, very few, the two not full friendship, half friendship, or friendship with awe and reverence. Would you agree? For example, you meet a friend, different levels of friendship. Within friendship, you shake hands, you might hug, or you can have chit chat, you can hit each other, you can jump on the other person and start fighting with them. Did anyone dare enough to hug Lord Ram except when Hanuman requested for? Every time there's actually a wonderful pastime it goes. Actually, Lord Ram was deserted of friendship. He longed for friendship. Every time when someone became so close, he would say, "Will you be my friend?" He would want to hug. Imagine him trying to hug you. But the moment Lord Ram gets closer, his majesty is so awe and reverence, that person wanting to be friend, when he gets closer, will fall at the feet. I can't be friend with you. You are so majestic. So, so they will quickly come down to. Even those names whom you mentioned as friend, tiny bit of friendship, more Maryada. No. He's, yeah. So no. Who's that? Be loud, be loud. It's okay. Yes. They all try to have some friendship, but no one at the point of, hey mate, how are you? With Lord Ram. No one. Ever. The closest, not that closer. No, not even Vali. No. Answer is no. You will never find one. But interesting fact you should know is Lord Ram actually wanted to have such friend, but no one became one for him. He was actually bereft of Sakya in full. Now, in contrast, sorry, is it karma? No, it's Leela. It is his pastime. So now I'm building that. No, when you say bereft, not that he is missing. In his role as Lord Ram, that his opulence is so majestic that people could not have friendship with him. It's not Lord Ram. They couldn't have. As I said, let's say I'm Lord Ram, want to become my friend, you come closer, I get closer, you will like, no. So he will go to hug, they will go to his feet. That's the point. So the majesty is so glaring, is so opulent that, okay? Now, so I'm slowly unopening the Vishnu Tattva one by one. We'll do it detailed more. This is just a preliminary. Time is running. I don't know how many slokas we'll finish, but remember I told you we'll soon transition into organic class flow, which is happening already. I didn't plan for any of these things. So now with Krishna, let's do the exercise. Shanta, plenty. Peacock feather. You will never see any picture of Krishna being alone. At least there'll be a cow, a peacock, or at least a bumblebee. Someone will always be there. He is Bhakta Vatsala. He cannot be alone. He has to be always with mates. Now, Dasya. There were a few servant in relationship also with Krishna. Friend, but he's friend, but then in a very all right. Now let's go higher and higher. Proper friendships. Arjuna and all the Gopas. Sudama had friendship. Sridham, Madhumangal. Now this friendship is not like this friendship. Their friendship would be if Krishna says, "Hey, I'm God." Are you God? I defeated you yesterday. We had a wrestling match yesterday. I defeated you, and you say you're God. So the mood is the person who's having a relationship with Krishna forgets completely that he's God. So you asked a good question, Gurmeet, in the beginning. Did Duryodhana ever realize he is God? Not knowing Krishna as God has two different dimensions. not knowing, unable to know, or they don't want to know, right? So these people like Arjuna onwards, Gopa friends and all those people, they never wanted Krishna to be God. If you think Krishna is God, if someone tells them, their reaction is, I'm friend of this God. By the way, I defeated him yesterday in wrestling match. And I defeated him. He had to carry me in the back. So your so-called God actually carried me yesterday. So this is the mood of the Supreme Lord, that he is surpassing that traditional awe and reverence to much more natural relationship. I don't want Aishwarya. I want not this Aishwarya. I want more of Madhurya.
The longing for friendship.
Okay, so longing of friendship is now ticked. Go to the next level, which is Vatsalya. Choice. Yeah, people have, everyone has only one parent, normally, right? One parent, father, mother, he has choice. Okay, I'm going to give my childhood to Yashodama and Nanda Maharaj. I'm going to give you my little higher to you. So he had all full of plenty and all of Vrindavan. I won't go much into Braj Leelas because the class will just finish with this sloka. And of course, Prema. Full-fledged Prema completely. Now, Prema also has more dimensions to it. I'll park it for later. Otherwise, beginning of Bhagavad Gita, if you go that long, you'll be like, am I making you lift 100 kg weight? You will hear, you will be never here again. You will hear and you will never be here again because our mind is not ready yet. But we'll discuss. Okay? So, did you do the purport? Not now. Out of syllabus. Okay, text 15, let's move on. We need to go a little faster. Yes. I haven't even discussed what all the points I had for today. Whatever we discussed was all outside of syllabus. Okay, 15.
पाञ्चजन्यं ऋषिकेशो
Panchajanyam Rishikesho
देवदत्तं धनञ्जय नौतं तत्त्वं महाशक्तं भीमकर्णवृकोदरः
Translation, can someone read on this side? Who? Who did that? Yes, please. Yes. Panchajanya. Voracious eater. Okay, let's pause there. Poundra. It's interesting. Off topic. Now, when you were trying to read, right? Before reading Bhagavad Gita, Sri Prabhupada's commentaries, my English was really bad. Even now it's bad, actually. It was really bad. I can give you examples of many kids who have studied Bhagavad Gita book just by reading and Bhagavatam and other books just by reading. They became really good in English because so much what you have to learn, the words are here. Hardly, right? Voracious. When did we last use the word voracious? Transcendental. ChatGPT. Transcendental. Consciousness. Will be using these words very often. So yes. Okay. Now let's do the purport. Let's do the purport. And by the way, please make a tick to this sloka next to it. I'll remind you whenever there are key slokas where I would suggest you go back and try to memorize these slokas. So sloka number 15 is one of the key slokas. Good to memorize that sloka. So this sloka is a key sloka. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Deva Dattam Dhananjaya. It's a key sloka to remember.
Like Madhava.
Oh yes, thank you. Remember this exercise. Names to catch, Rishikesha. So we will do that and then we will do the purport. So thank you. You're all good? All awake? Mostly awake? Okay. So we did Madhava in the previous sloka, right? Now this is Rishikesha. Rishikesha. Let's break down this word. Rishik Isha. Okay? Rishik means senses. Isha means master, controller. So Rishikesha means the master of senses, of all senses. Rishikesha. So Rishikesha. Now when you say Rishikesha, another wonderful sloka by Narad Muni. He says, Sarvopadi Vinir Muktam Tat Paratvena Nirmalam Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. In simple words, Narad Muni explains what is real bhakti, what is real devotion. He gives a definition. He says, when we use our senses at the service of the master of senses in a pure consciousness way, that is bhakti. So, Rishikena, using our senses, Rishikena, Rishikesha, Krishna, master of senses, by using our senses in a purified way for Rishikesha, that is bhakti. I'll pause there. I have a question. How many senses do we have if we are awake? When we are awake? When we are alive? 5. Name them, please. Sense number 1, sense number 2, sense number 3. Come on, what is that? Ability to hear, to see, smell, taste, touch, feel. We'll park. We'll go syllabus by syllabus. Huh? Okay. 5 senses. So these are 5 senses. Now, the sloka which I said, Narad Muni explains what is bhakti. Explain to me back, not the sloka, the meaning of it. When we use our senses in a purified way at the service of the master of senses, who is Rishikesha, that is bhakti. Being in the class, driving all the way from wherever you came from into the class, right now, how many senses are you using while in this class? If sleeping is included, it can be more. Okay, let's name them. Hearing, seeing, this side, touching as well. More.
Taking his name, so
Thank you, Shanti. Very soon, we'll taste the prasadam as well. The boxes will not open. Before tasting the prasadam, we are tasting the nama as well. Madhava, Rishikesha, all the names. These are tasty names, beautiful names. If I ask you to say Pepsi, Pepsi, Pepsi 100 times, 10 times, it's still alive. The product is still alive. I don't know. I'm still Pepsi days. Huh? Don't remind me. I will go down the path of Pepsi and all those ads. Okay, you come back to the class. So, we cannot. Whereas, Rishikesha, Madhava, Govinda, Vasudeva, Janatna, Mukunda, Batmanava, Parthasarathi, we can keep on chanting God's name, Krishna's name, and we'll never be tired of it. It's a very different, simple proof. Material sound and spiritual sound. Spiritual sound will never get fatigued of it. So, Shanti, yes, we are soon going to have prasadam, but beforehand we are also tasting. So now let's do the counting again. By being in the class, in this class, how many senses are we using? One by one, slowly. Hearing, seeing, what seeing? Sloka here, screen, yep. Touching the book, Bhagavad Gita. That's why I requested you to go and have the book, because touching Bhagavad Gita is touching Krishna. Very auspicious. Touching, 3. Sorry. Speaking, yes, saying, yes. Okay, yes, we are chanting the mantras, yes. And tasting. I'll remember this. We are tasting the name for now. soon prasadam. Now, all the five senses are engaged. Now, therefore, it enters into the criteria of Narad Muni's definition of, sorry? Smelling is missing. Oh my God. Open the box. Yeah, no, actually, specifically, no, you're right. We are technically not. Thank you. See, hence proved you all are sleeping. Thank you. Thank you. So, yes, most of our senses are being used, and which is good. And it's very easy to start the smelling. We'll open the box soon. So, having more senses in one direction means we will do this exercise later as well. It's like how many wheels of your car is in one direction, the car goes in that direction. So of the five senses, wherever majority is election time, wherever majority of senses are focused, your mind, who is sitting as the sixth sense, will follow that chariot. If you were all in the class for a good chunk of time, were using your sense of seeing, hearing, speaking, tasting of the nama, waiting for the smell to come, which is 4 or 5, then you were in this class. You were doing bhakti. If you were physically sitting here and you are all over the places, then you are doing bhakti but in a very preliminary way. And also, your mind was not there. So does it make sense? So a practical exercise, whatever we do, when in whichever activity our most senses are engaged, our mind has a very high chances to be in that activity. Mindfulness. So we learned something on that today. As a practical takeaway, if we are losing focus on something, increase whatever you're doing, its intensity by engaging more senses in that activity. My daughter says, I'm unable to do math without the music on my ears. I wish it was a maths going as a music. So, mad maths. Okay, now did we do the translation? Sorry, purport? Not yet. We've been discussing so much already. All right. Can someone read on this side the purport, please? Very good. Loudly, yes. Hmm. Can you be louder? Is it possible, Savita? Little louder? Thank you.
And therefore, the senses of the living entity are also part and parcel of each sense. The real personality cannot account for time, but the senses of the living entities, and therefore they are always items to describe all living entities as or impersonal. The Lord, seated in the heart of all living entities, directs their speech. But in terms of the surrender of the living entity, and in case of pure devotee, he directly controls the senses. Here on the battlefield of the Shiva, the Lord directly controls the transcendental senses of Arjuna and serves his particular view of meditation.
Okay, we'll pause there. So, Rishikesha, now in the upcoming sentences, we will start to see different names of Krishna. So, please keep a senses of hearing a little bit more. Please continue.
Because here the name of the main Madhu is named Govinda because he gives pleasure to the crowd and self. His name is Vasudeva because he appeared as the son of Vasudeva.
Vasudeva. Vasudeva. A has a line, so it's Vasudeva. He's son of Vasudeva. Yep.
His name is Devaki Nandana because he accepted Devaki as his mother. His name is Yashoda Nandana because he awarded his childhood pastime to Yashoda and Ravana. His name is Parthasarathy because he worked as a chariot of his friend Arjuna. Similarly, his name is Rishiketa because he gave life to Arjuna on the battlefield of Arjuna is
Okay, can someone else read because we'll take turns? The next paragraph, another one person, volunteer.
Arjun is referred as Dhananjay and this verse because he helped his elder brother in fetching wealth when it was required by the king to make expenditures for different sacrifices. Similarly, Hiva is known as Varkud because he could
Brukodara.
because he could eat as purposefully as he could perform masculine tasks, such as killing the devil hidden. So the particular types of torture, known by different perspectives, on the side of partners, beginning with the Lord, were all very encouraging to the fighting soldiers. On the other side, there were no such credit, nor the presence of Lord Krishna, the supreme director, not as a goddess of fortune. So they were predestined to lose the battle. And that was the message announced by the sounds of God.
Okay, thank you. Now, with few more minutes to go, how about we park there because we didn't do many slokas today, that's fine. It's not a mandatory we should finish. But then we'll take some questions because we didn't take any questions last time. Then it gets, the best way to learn is question answers. We'll make it interactive. So we got 10 more minutes. Any questions, not just today, any questions, anything. If it is relevant to what you're doing, I'll answer them. It's a very good question. I'll park it for later. I'll handle it as we go. So
Conch shell, it says Panchajanya. Also it says Devadatta. So,
different people. Krishna's conch shell is Panchajanyam. Arjuna's conch shell is, we don't need to open yet. We can just wait. Thank you. Yes. Any other questions, please? Sorry. Can just park the question. I saw some hand going up there. Just to give chance for someone. I'll come back to you. Someone asked a question. Did you? Someone has a hand. It's okay. What happened to the question? We are not packed up yet. This is question answer time. In fact, the best learning happens in through question answers, as in Bhagavad Gita. So take your opportunity to ask questions. Yes. Please. I love different questions.
And what you learned in Mahabharata is only at the later part, which was being done
Okay. Now, where does it say? So, Rajat, that's a very good catch. I will take you to the sloka. The sloka says, this is number 8. So, Rajat's question is, here, half brother of Arjuna comes up. I heard that, but we're trying to understand this. In the sloka, it says, Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha. It leaves only as Karna. The translation, there are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Ashwatthama, Vikarna, the son of Somadatta, who are always victorious in battle. The sloka does not say half brother. Purport is Srila Prabhupada's explanation how we can understand. So, for wrong reasons, Duryodhan was not alive to hear Prabhupada's purpose. He'll become a devotee. He would have become a devotee. You get the point? It's a good catch, but he was not in the sloka, it's in the purport. Good observation. Any questions? Yes, right? Meaning of Janardana, who knows? Protector of all living entities. Janardana. Protector of all living entities. Jagannath, Lord of the universe. My favorite name of Krishna. Lord of the universe, Jagannath. Sorry, you didn't say something? You can't hear. Okay. Maybe the mic has gone. I don't know. But you can hear me. It's okay. A few more minutes. Yes, any questions? I'll walk here. Hello, Hare Krishna. Okay. Yes.
the master of senses. All the senses are equal. Power of supreme sense.
Yes.
That means even if you mentioned the correction of all the senses. So basically, we were designed in a way, we have been designed and created in a way where if these senses have to really sing the praise of Lord Krishna, that's only through Prema.
Right?
So my question is, so it's hence proved. It's got to be done this way.
Yep.
Otherwise there is no other way.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a very good. I'll take it's a comment. It's a comment that the purpose of the senses are to engage in singing, hearing, glorifying, chanting, eating prasadam. That's true. That's what Narad Muni says as bhakti. And let's have one conversation, please. So if there's another Bhagavad Gita class happening, please tune me in there. Yes. Any questions on this side? I actually love questions. Yes, we have a question. What's the difference? Thank you for reminding. Yes. Okay. What is that we take Bhagavad Gita book or any scriptural book properly, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, we fall asleep immediately. How many of you have the experience?
Not immediately, but after some time.
After the kirtan. Right? Thank you for reminding. It's actually a very, very good question. It has a little history. Okay? So thank you. We'll discuss that. So during Ramayan, at the end of the war, Lord Ram killed an interesting person called Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna is very known for sleeping more than half of his time. 6 months, 6 months. Because, do you know why? Slip of a tongue like Duryodhan. Thank you. Nidrat, he made a big austerity, and he wanted boon. While asking boon, instead of saying Nityatvam, means eternity, which he can't get anyways, he said Nidratvam, sleep. One spelling mistake. This is the problem with Vedic mantras, barring the Mahamantra, which we'll discuss later, that any mistakes are taken seriously. Chanting the names of Krishna takes no mistake because he takes it personally. It's no mistakes. So therefore, he made a mistake of, while asking boon, he asked for Nidratvam. He was a Tatastu, so be it. You sleep more than half the time. So that was Kumbhakarna. Now he was woken up to the battle and then he was killed. After killing, I'll introduce you to a concept called demigods. Okay? 33 million demigods who look after every individual configuration of this universe in terms of the maintenance. For example, if there's no organization, there'll be HR department, finance department, operations, whatnot. Similarly, this is a big cosmic university. It has to be run by multiple energies. They are looked after. Sleep is a department looked after by Nidra Devi, a goddesses, a demigoddesses specifically. He's in charge of sleep. So who anyone has insomnia? Say, hey, Nidra Devi, please help me tonight. So after Kumbhakarna was killed, she came running to Lord Ram. In this whole world, I had only one bhakta, only one disciple. You even killed that person. I want to give more sleep to more people, but no one can sleep more than the required hours. However lazy they are, they'll get kicked off this bed at some point in time. What's the longest anyone has done? 14, 15 hours? Put your hand up. 15 hours. 14. 15? 14? 14 hours. That's the highest. Anything more than 14. Double, you're being asked 15. So, but he could sleep for 6 months. No one can beat him, right? So obviously this demigoddesses was upset and she went to Lord Ram and said, you have numerous disciples, devotees, so you are happy. I had only one devotee, you even killed him. What do I do? Anyone who goes to take shelter of Lord Ram, his mood is, he'll give Abhayam Sarvata Tasmai, remember? Give shelter. So he said, I will give you special mercy. Here afterwards, anywhere my katha is spoken, You can freely roam in that place. No joke, serious. You can freely roam in that place. That is why every time we open scriptural studies, immediately we get dose off. Anyone has insomnia problem, read Bhagavad Gita at night. Not for that purpose, but you will see you sleep soon. Because you will see Nidra Devi in action immediately. Try it out. I'm not going to take any marketing here. Try it out. Immediately you come to class, you will be so awake. You come to class, you will be asleep. The highest number of words in the class I have uttered after Krishna is sleep. I knew who's here amongst us in another dimension. So she is in act. So to keep her off guard, I have to remind you she is here, she is here, she is here. And I keep shouting more than what she can do. We can take one more question before we can close off. Yes, Sapnesh ji.
Did Duryodhana say the Vishnu to Bhagavan Krishna and he went to peace? Not Duryodhana, but Duryodhana.
With Dhritarashtra, see? Dhritarashtra. My okay. Good question. Sorry, one conversation, please. Sorry. Yeah.
If I really remember, at the PG,
Right.
that was the case. We were aware of the prophecy that Vishnu is there. Why did he all his sons?
Good question. Good question. So the same similar answer to what I gave to Gurmeet on Duryodhan. When, despite knowing being in the class is the most important thing to learn Bhagavad Gita, how many classes did we all try bunking? I'll start with that. When you mean bunking, for reasons. In control, sometimes not in control. So, mind can play much stronger than our intelligence when our intelligence is weak. So, these are the people who will be studying more to know even if Krishna comes in front of his eyes, their intelligence, spiritual intelligence is so weak that their mind power of extrinsicity, their Dhritarashtra, like his name, holding on to Rashtra, is superior than their intelligence. So I'll give you another point and then we can wrap up there. You can, I'll give you this example in multiple angles, but today in this context, take it as a good dog and a bad dog. Good dog. We always hear two voices, at least, some days. Right? Now, which dog shouts loudly? Whichever you feed the most. So the answer to your question is the dog, the good dog of intelligence was telling Dhritarashtra, this is Bhagavan, don't mess up with him. But the dog which was screaming even louder than the good dog was his bad dog, which is his mind, that his love for his son and for the dynasty was superior than that, which covers. Now, if we stop there, it is Katha. Let's bring it to us, which is, despite knowing this is very important for my life, we get questioned sometime on Saturday morning. Do I have to drive that long to get to the class? I have to finish my work. I have to jump one or two buses to get here. I just have to just go home, just rest. Oh, I have to drive all the way from Marston Park. Oh, from Colby. Oh, from wherever we are. That is our Dhritarashtra voice. And this voice is my voice, who is always saying, please come. For whose benefit? For your benefit. I'm not reporting discount to anyone. I don't need to. All right? Okay, we'll pause there. The next class is on 9th of May. What's the venue? Not your home. The room 6 and 7, but don't you worry, you get to parking, you can get there. We'll guide you if not. It's a very special class of all the classes. Anywhere where you want to be, please be here. That's a noise to say enough. All right, Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna. I'll come.
Sorry,